Hello, lovely Aries, my beautiful fire sign. The song that I'm hearing for you is a Joni Mitchell song called Woodstock. We are stardust, we are golden, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. I suggest you look it up. Crosby, Stills, Nash, and I think Young did a beautiful version of it as well, but Joni Mitchell was the author, the composer, and she's great to listen to. And it's a beautiful song. It's a very simple song. It's called Woodstock, and it was really talking about the movement that was happening around the time of Woodstock, which was it 67, I think. That was about self-discovery, spiritual self-discovery, moving away from war and strife and government controls, and really talking and breaking a lot of the traditions that came out of the end of the Depression, the end of the war, and all of the social buildup and strategizing and conforming that started taking place. Now, I think this is a really interesting thing, and I'm seeing it in quite a few different readings, that a lot of what's happening now seems to be people challenging whatever their status quo is, and the status quo in the world around them that tells them it's who they should be. So Aries, I'm going to tell you, I think it would be really worthwhile for you, if you haven't, look up your rising sign, look up your moon, look up your Venus, and check out what that is offering you as well. If you don't know what they are, you can go to cafeastrology.com and punch in your information, and it will give you a really, really full explanation of these different things. The reason I say that, Aries, is because while you are typically considered a fire sign, you can also be very, depending upon the other elements that are working with you, you can be extremely sensitive, you can be romantic. But what I feel is happening is that you are really being asked to move less from the intellectual side and more into the intuitive, spiritual, psychic, otherworldly qualities of yourself. So I would really investigate where that might be in your chart and look out what some of the readings are for that and where it might align also with your sun sign, because for honestly, it's such a beautiful, soft, lilting song, Aries. It's not the kind of thing I normally associate with you. You can have a very driving energy, a very direct energy, and that all has its place. But I feel now as though what you're doing is you're digging deeper into other layers of who you are, and that there's a quality of of surrendering into another place of yourself where you're looking for a way to live your life with a quality of fulfillment, that whether it's pleasure, whether it's fulfillment, whether it's a sense of aligning in yourself in a way that you haven't before, where maybe before you've been task oriented or relationship oriented. I feel as though you're moving inward towards yourself, and you're moving inward in a way where you are really acknowledging you're not the only game, you're not the only mind, your opinion is not the only opinion. But what you're doing is you're looking at the opinion and not the opinion, but you're looking at the reality that, oh my gosh, there may be somebody who knows better than I do. And it may be a divine force that is guiding me, that is creating a certain amount of chaos in my life in order to be able to change things up a bit. Okay? Now, there may be pain involved in this, but you think of it like this. You could be going through some pain as you're letting go of stuff and as you're moving into another way of doing things. But if you can just breathe and understand that sometimes the pain of changing and letting go is to ultimately get rid of a deeper pain, an older pain, or an ongoing strain that you may not have identified as pain, but has kept you from real fulfillment and pleasure. And that's where I feel like you're going, Aries. This is for the part of the collective that I'm reading for. This is what I feel some of you have done or are in the process of doing. And it's you being able to say to yourself, well, why not? Who says so? Who says I can't? And that's where you really get to check in with if there's something holding you back or somebody holding you back. Are they here or is it just in your head? And if they're here, is what they're saying relevant, or is it just them wanting to keep you the way you are? Check it out. Aries, this is really good because, again, Aries can be sometimes the early signs in the astrology. They don't get identified as being particularly insightful. Or I won't say mature, but yes, in some ways spiritually mature. They don't get that. But the reality is we all have the capacity to be wherever we are. And whatever our sun sign is, it's only one drop in the bucket. There's so much more. Aries, you have got, the very fact that you've got a fiery energy means you've got drive, you've got intelligence, you've got the ability to work through things in your brain, in your mind. And if anything, I would say some of this has been tempering some of the passions that have sometimes gotten you perhaps into situations that maybe weren't the best for you, or kept you staying in situations that maybe weren't the best for you, or kept you, allowed you to move into them quickly, and then going, oh, what have I done? And now I have arrived. If only I'd thought about that first. So all of these are different aspects of what can happen with a really fiery personality. But that's just one part of you. And this, what I feel, Aries, is you are starting to be able to move underneath, deeper into that other part of yourself. And so then that gets to come out through your passions too. It can be passionate with foresight. It can be passionate with balance. And that's what I feel you're moving towards, my dears. And within that, and from that, because of that, through that, fulfillment at a much deeper level. Okay? Aries, good for you. God bless. Take care. Thank you very much for all the likes and the shares and the subscriptions. I really appreciated all the comments. And I leave you with that. Have a great week. Bye.